Are you ready?
I guess so.
Hey, a guess is good. Yeah, we'll start with a guess. This is the John Peckman Podcast. I'm John Peckman. We are here, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance in Portland, Connecticut. Beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, start looking left. And we are here today with Pittsburgh's own, my adopted hometown, but not my real hometown, my adopted hometown. My cousin, the one, the only, Tommy Amoeba is here. Tommy Amoeba. That's you. Say hi to the folks.
Hi to the folks.
Hi to the folks. Tommy Amoeba is not only a singer, performer. He, at least in my life when I was young and going back to Pittsburgh, Tommy is older than me. I'm not going to say by how much, but a handful of years, we'll say. A handful. Yeah. And from my earliest memories, Tom was one of the very first people that I ever knew that cared or knew as much about music as I did. So an early inspiration, an early conspirator. That's you.
I feel honored.
Well,
I really do.
I'm just being on. I'm just telling you. I'm being honest. And he's here on a visit from Pittsburgh, and I just said, you know what? You're coming on the show. You're coming on the show. Now you're on this. Now you're here.
Okay.
You're here.
Yay! 60 minutes of dead air.
Yeah. Good. That's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. Yes. It'll be the dead air show. It's like, hey man, did you listen to that one? They didn't say anything. It was awesome.
Yep.
Who cares? It's beautiful. Beautiful. So, we grew up in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
My older cousin always knew everything cool before I did. You knew everything before I knew anything.
I highly doubt that, but
well,
that might be your perception.
It is.
Okay.
I'm just.
I shouldn't do anything to dissuade that, but
no.
Okay.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I'm
late to the game with a lot of things, but I catch up.
Yeah, but no, you're early to the game with the right stuff. That's the way it goes.
Okay.
I remember when I was a little kid, I associated you, for whatever, I guess there was a good reason, but the band The Who,
Yeah.
You were into The Who?
They were a big band for me.
Yep, and I thought that the album Tommy was about you. I associated Tommy with The Who. I said, yeah, of course.
I went through this terrible period where I was deaf, dumb, and blind.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
I blocked it for years until right now. Thanks.
Sorry.
Hey,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Reopening trauma. That's what we do here.
Actually, my name wasn't always Tommy Amoeba.
That's true.
And
we don't use real names here.
Yeah. But when I formulated this name, I had amoeba for reasons I may go into later.
Oh yeah. But we're gonna get there.
But this is why I chose Tommy over Tom because of that album.
Sure.
And because I was such a big Who fan.
Sure.
And it was my closest connection to the Who.
Right.
My first name.
Right. Yeah. So, why not?
So anyway, and I love
there's no Who album called John.
No. Yeah. Or Johnny.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So there's that. How I discovered the Who. I was, like I said before, I was late to the game with a lot of things. I didn't know about them until like 78 when I and I really wasn't a big rock fan until I discovered the Who.
Okay.
They were kind of my gateway to rock and roll, like the hard rock and stuff.
Oh wow!
Like that.
What came before that?
Well, I really was more into like I went through this period where I was really into Mad Magazine and comic strips.
Sure.
Actually, Mad Magazine led me to comic strips because they had this. There was this satire on what cartoon characters would do in real life, and there was this one where they showed the BC cavemen pounding each other.
Oh,
and I said, and I had never seen BC before, and these things don't even look like cavemen. What is this? And then I saw a paperback book of BC in I guess Murphy Mart
Sure.
or wherever.
We're in Connecticut. They don't know what
Yeah,
Murphy Mart is. That's all right, though.
Yeah. Okay. Hills. That's
Sure.
it,
Yeah.
Hills. And I asked my mom to buy it for me. I was like in junior high, and I got obsessed with BC, and I started drawing BC, and then
Wow.
drawing other comic strip characters, and I started drawing my own comic strips, and I was drawing comic strips for my high school newspaper, and,
Sure.
and that was really kind of my first foray into like creativity.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but then my next phase was an English class in ninth grade. We had to do this paper, and we had to pick a novel from a list based on my grade.
Sure.
Like these books were for A students, and
Yep.
I can't remember which one.
Wonder
I
who
was.
had BC on their list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The bad kids.
I was looking for BC, but I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right.
And that sounds familiar.
Sure.
I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah.
And I like outer space, so I picked that up, and I was just mind boggled. My 9-year-old brain was like turned upside down. And,
Sure.
then I became a huge like sci-fi geek, not like Star Trek, but like 2001 and like
Sure.
like Arthur C. Clarke and Philip K. Dick and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I was more into that, into the Dune universe than rock and roll. And also, as far as music is concerned, and this is where I first heard The Who, I think my biggest exposure to music is my sister would take me and my younger sister to church. And then after church, she would have on American Top 40 on the radio.
Right.
So, and that's when Who Are You came in
Gotcha.
in the top. And this is so freaking weird. I love it.
Yeah.
So I had to go out and buy the album. But by then I was in high school, I think, and I was on my high school newspaper, not drawing comic strips, but like writing reviews of albums and stuff like that. And I really wasn't even into music, and mostly movies and stuff.
Right.
And
The Kids Are All Right was a movie.
that came later.
Okay. All right.
So actually after I graduated high school. Anyway.
The Who.
Where was I? Yeah. So I got that, and I went out and bought that album. And that's how I became a big Who fan.
Sure.
And
Yep.
yeah, The Kids Are All Right kind of sealed the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the long roundabout.
The Who.
Yeah, how I got to The Who and how I got to rock and roll. And
So what was before rock? Just like you say, the top 40?
yeah, probably top
Whatever.
40. I really didn't listen to much music. I really didn't even have a record player at the time. My friends.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not the cousin I was thinking of then. I thought you knew all about...
I
Oh, thanks for joining us. No, I'm just kidding.
No, actually, I was into music, but my friends were mostly into music, and I listened to music in their bedrooms and stuff like that. And yeah, and I think I had a few albums. I must have had a record player somewhere in the house, because I had like definitely a Beatles fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
How
I
could you
had
not be?
Magical Mystery Tour,
Sure.
and my sister had an old copy of the White Album,
Right.
and
Yep.
stuff
That'll
like
do
that.
it.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
yeah, and but that was about it. The Beatles, and then,
What else is
but
it?
it was kind of in the background though. It didn't come to the forefront until I heard "Who Are You,"
Right. And then it all...
Which, even as far as the Who's career is concerned, it's a great album, but it's far from
True.
even their top 5.
True.
But I love it.
Yeah.
And I love it because it was my gateway to a lot of things too.
Yep.
So
Yep. I hear you.
So and that title track is still
Good.
iconic, even if it's hard to listen to those 3 tracks after CSI got a hold of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
But Townsend's making bank on it, so
It's all right. Yeah, exactly. That's all that's important, I guess, for him at that point. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. You were I remember at some point along going back to Pittsburgh to visit, we were both into Elvis Costello.
Oh yeah.
That was, I don't know if I got it. I don't remember if I got it from you around the same time, but it coincided because I'm pretty
that's
hardcore.
Interesting. Yeah. Shortly after that time when I discovered rock and roll, I liked it. It was when like new wave started to happen. I remember hearing this radio program called I think it was Rock Over London.
Okay.
And on that program they played 2 songs. They played Roxanne.
Yep.
The first time I heard it.
Sure.
And then Mirror Star by the Fabulous Poodles.
That I still don't know.
And I remember I was in a record store in South Hills Village shortly thereafter, maybe the same day, I'm not sure. But I saw both of these albums, and I guess I couldn't afford both of them, or I couldn't justify that to my folks or whatever.
What, shoplifting wasn't invented yet? No, I'm just kidding.
And
So which way did you go?
I went Mirror Star, of course.
Oh.
and I do not regret that to this day, with all respect.
Right, because you'd be a Sting fan now, and you'd be shopping for Saab.
I love the Police.
Sure. We all do.
I would have missed out on that album, which if you blinked, it would have been gone, and it had a big impact on me. And it had a song called Tit Photographer Blues, and I just did.
Yeah, I don't know that one. That's funny.
Yeah.
So that kind of, you took the left-hand path, to speak, or whatever.
Yes. The road less taken.
Sure. That's
with all apologies to Robert Frost there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know if that's what he had in mind, but who cares? What's he going to do about it?
That has made all the difference.
Yeah, definitely. No, I hear you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing Roxanne for the first time too.
Yeah, but and I never did buy that album actually. My first Police album was Zenyatta Mandata actually, which I really still like. I actually bought it for the first time on CD. I'm still buying CDs. That's how old I am.
Oh yeah,
but
that's all right.
But I buy them to download onto my phone.
Sure.
I don't like streaming. I know
what you mean.
Rely on my Wi-Fi signal for one, and it's like I like having it.
Sure.
And streaming things are available, and then they're not available.
Right.
And that kind of pisses me off.
I hear you. No, don't worry about it. We can say piss.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing beyond piss, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we already got that song title.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. And then
and then a couple months, like that summer, I had a friend who belonged to Columbia House.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. And he got this. What is this? It's Elvis Costello, Armed Forces. Ooh. I don't want this.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah, this is terrible.
And then, so I took it, and I found out like 2 weeks later, he was waiting for money from me. I thought he gave it to me, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
No, he got that and 12 other ones for a penny.
I know. Exactly.
You don't owe him anything.
Yeah. Ask him that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't talk to him anymore. So.
You still owe me 1/12 of a penny.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, well, I think that was the one that
sure
he had to
that would
buy.
do it.
Yeah, so,
that would do it.
So anyway.
Is that your favorite Elvis record? Is there one? Could there be one?
For a long time it wasn't, but I've gone back to it. For a long time it was Get Happy. But I've gone back to Armed Forces.
Yeah, that's cool. I love Get Happy was my favorite for a long time.
Yeah, but that was my first, and I just like the way the songs flow, especially the bastardized American version. I often like the bastardized American version better than.
What's the difference? Oliver's Army. What's the difference?
Oliver's Army is on that, and it has what's the other song that's on it? I mean, they're both on the CD now.
Right. That's why it's hard to keep track. I know what you mean now.
And it's to me, when I listen to the CD and that song comes on, it's like,
yeah,
this is a great song, but
it doesn't belong here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of feel like.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, I know what you mean, because Oliver's Army was probably a single back in the UK.
Yeah.
In the US, they threw it on or what?
No. It was something like, was it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
We'll look up. We'll
look that up.
We'll have to figure it out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Armed Forces. I had. Did you ever have? I don't think I still have it. But you remember Get Happy? I bought on vinyl, and it was 20 songs. It was 10, and there was no label. Like the vinyl went all the way up because they couldn't fit all the songs.
I don't remember. It had a label, didn't it?
It had a small. They cut it.
I don't remember that.
I had a version at one point.
Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, 20 songs on an album.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Also with Armed Forces, I got the single that had the live versions of Allison and Watching the Detectives and
Hollywood High. From Hollywood High.
Oh, was it?
I think so. I don't know. You know what?
I thought those songs ended up on El Maconda or Conda.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So anyway, what was the third song? I don't know. I'm blanking on songs here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
Who cares?
Yeah, all that stuff is out by now.
Yeah.
Several times remastered.
Yeah.
A couple of different times. Imperial Bedroom, I think, is the one that ends up winning for me somehow, but I don't know.
I like that album a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it peters out on the side too for me. But if that's your thing, then
it might be.
It
might be.
Yeah,
that's cool.
A lot of his songs peter out in the same albums peter out on sides the same way, and I'm sure it's intentional. And it does.
Might be.
I don't get it, but maybe it's just
it's Elvis.
It's just personal preference, I guess.
Yeah, he has some kind of thing.
Yeah.
So who else was big to you? How did it go?
I think The Clash. I heard The Clash on and that was probably the hardest band that I was into at the time. Back up to my first concert was in 1979. I was really old for it to be my first concert.
Oh boy.
I was 19.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was Kiss.
Oh wow.
And I really wasn't even a big Kiss fan, but it's
like the circus though. You're gonna go.
Yeah. And my friends were into it. At that time, I went to shows that my friends went to, and my friends were into like lame ass Journey, Speedwagon, and Kiss and Styx and stuff
Kansas.
Like that. Yeah, in Kansas, and I was actually more into Kansas.
Huh.
Here's a funny story about me reviewing Kansas in high school. I got anonymous death threats for giving
from the state of Kansas
for giving Point of No Return album like a middling review. It wasn't even a scathing review.
Like you have to love it.
Yeah. I can't remember what they said, but it was like I'm gonna kill you or something.
Because you don't think that Kansas made the best record ever.
Yeah, or because you said bad things about my favorite band or something.
Well, get used to it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's funny.
I was kind of proud and scared at the same time.
Yeah, right. Well, you say you got to be provocative, I guess, in some kind of way. That's funny.
What is that? That's provocative?
Well, I mean, by saying that Point of No Return isn't the greatest album ever made.
Yeah.
Burn the Witch.
Yep.
How dare you? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. So take us into because you became a performer at some point.
Yeah, I did become a performer at some point. And again, late starter. I was 40 when I started my band.
That I knew.
And I had been like following local Pittsburgh bands for years, like
Sure.
since like the 80s, and kind of a fixture. And then I had also been writing songs for a long time, and like it was just an extension of that creativity of like the comic strips that I And
yeah, when you're not tearing down Kansas, you're writing your own
lot of exactly. Yep. Sorry, Kerry Livgren.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, that dude died. The violin player just died.
Yeah.
Is that him?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? All right. Anyway, it's dust in the. It's just all dust in the wind at this point. Doesn't matter.
Oh my. Well, let's carry on.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So tell us, when did you become a renegade?
Okay. Well, I was known for my amoeba scream, and if we're not beeped out for me reciting the name of a Fabulous Poodles song, you may be beeped out for decibel demonstration.
Well, I have a I can turn you down.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I would have this thing that I do for local bands, and I think it started even before that when I went to see shows at small clubs like bands like I don't know, Urge Overkill and stuff like that, for them to come out for encores, and I would scream really, really loud for them to come out, and then I followed that up on local bands, and this scream is, oh my God.
Someone's calling you.
Someone is calling me. I'm sorry.
It's Jay. Kansas.
It is.
The band Kansas called you.
Yeah, I did a bad thing. I didn't mute my phone.
That's all right. Whatever. Me neither. I could get a call any minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Airplane mode. That's gonna.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Anyway, that's my friend Jamie. I think I told you about Jamie.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go into Jamie.
Well, whatever.
Anyway,
So you would do this yell.
Yes, this yell for local bands too, and
people are like, "There's that dude. That dude's doing it."
Yeah. And when I finally became Tommy Amoeba, which is another story I've yet to tell.
Okay.
I would go, and that's that's what I would do for bands. I think you've heard me do that for you several times.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're doing good. That's when you're hitting it.
Yeah.
When you get the amoeba.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe like the people who take offense to that. Like when
you don't need those people in your life.
Yeah, but the dudes you wouldn't expect to like hate it. Like us. Actually, the dudes from Urge Overkill hated it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
post.
Yeah, post. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's another day on there.
Yeah, you'll have to see this on Friday.
Yeah. Anyway, and the lead singer of the Frogs, of all people, the guy who wrote the most offensive lyrics known to man.
It's Didn't appreciate it.
Did not appreciate it.
Well,
anyway,
some people they don't know. They don't know. They just don't know.
Yep.
So you're famous for the amoeba yell.
Yeah, and there was this local like variety show that had like open showcases and for slots for people, and they had this thing called the Fame Cage, where people would go in this enclosed area with a camera, and it was a monthly event. The next week they would edit together crazy things people did, and I participated in that, and it kind of drew me out onto the stage, and that's kind of how my band started forming.
Like an amoeba too. You're creeping. You're creeping.
Yeah. Stretching
creeping
my
towards
pseudopods.
Right.
My pseudopods. Yeah.
Right.
And I have to get into the amoeba's name.
Okay.
Later, but so that's basically how my band formed. Actually,
what's the name you called?
Amoeba Knievel.
Amoeba Knievel.
Yes. And the let's see. I performed some. I was involved in. I did a performance at one of those, and a friend of mine who I was showing one of my songs to,
Sure.
and he said, and I was thinking about getting a band together. He had a show after he saw this one performance that I did, involving a caterpillar costume and a child's musical instrument that I call the pharmaphone.
Okay.
It plays like a cow melody, a cow, and then as a cat, like
right.
It has a keyboard.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Shaped like flowers on the bottom, and you press the cat, and you can play melodies like the cat.
Sure.
You can play melodies like the cow.
Yeah.
And
goat, whatever.
And a dog.
Yeah.
The cat was the greatest because when you like went up and down and go.
Yeah.
And I would like go like that, and then I had this caterpillar costume from a couple of Halloweens previous. It was made out of a kid's crawl tube and a little derby on top of it, and 2 big green colanders and a big piece of felt
Beautiful.
here, and like a paper towel roll with like spiral duct tape on it. So it was like a little thing. So I used that. There was like on this pharmaphone, I played this melody on this thing like 5 times as different animals that goes. The melody went like this. Meow 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 meow, and then
roof roof roof. Right, and then do the whole thing with the dogs.
Yeah. So I went through the whole
like a Dr. Doolittle. You could talk to the animals.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then I did a bunch of weird things. I did the cat thing up and down. Then I did the cat thing up and down with my tongue.
Sure.
And then it had this this set melody that it played like the different voices.
Yeah, like a demo or something.
Yeah. So I had an assistant hold this thing while I and the way this crawl tube worked is I could hold it up here, and it would and when I let that go, it would like envelop over me, and then I danced inside the crawl tube as the caterpillar, and while that crazy demo melody was going.
Sure.
And people were screaming Andy Kaufman at me as I was going off the stage. Of course.
So you're onto something.
Yeah. And also when I got off the stage, my friend said, I have a gig in 2 weeks at the Bloomfield Bridge Tavern, and a slot for the band you're getting together for that show. So
yeah, kind of like this podcast. Someone goes, "You're on."
So
we have a date. You're doing it. And you're like, okay.
So that's how my band got together.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
cool. Amoeba Knievel was born.
Yeah, and Amoeba was. I had a friend who worked in a record store, and my old email address was Tadrox, Tadrox, and Rocks stood for McKees Rocks, which is
like your hometown
area of Pittsburgh that I grew up in, or close to it. It was the post office of it.
Yep.
Anyway, which isn't necessarily the municipality. Let's not go into the civics of the greater Pittsburgh area.
Right. Yeah, let's not.
I could be here for.
Yeah.
Till, anyway.
McKees Port, McKees Rocks. Yeah,
yes,
it goes on and on.
Yeah. Anyway, 130 municipalities in Allegheny County.
Holy cow. Yeah, I never knew that.
Anyway.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Anyway.
Amoeba.
Okay. And Tad, she was trying. I had a friend who in a record store who was trying to guess what Tad stood. Well, she knew what T and D stand for, but she was trying to guess what my middle name was. And you know what my middle name is. And,
No.
And
Andrew. Amos.
You should
Andreas.
know. You should know what my middle name is. Think family. Think family. You wanted to use it.
August.
You wanted to use it for your last name
Right.
once.
Right.
And
Yep.
I said no.
Right.
I wanted to use
Right.
it. Remember that?
That's right. August. August. Right.
Yes.
Augustina. Isn't that Tina?
Yeah. Exactly.
My grandma's name was Tina.
And her father's
Augustina Del Favrio.
name, and her
True story.
her father's name was August. You know.
Okay, so that's how it
So
started.
yeah, that's how it
Augustina.
started. So yeah, Del Favaro.
Del Favro. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, which became Del Favor, which is my real
Sure.
last name.
Sure.
Anyway,
That's
a
Kansas fan is looking you up right now.
So
As soon as you said your last name, they're like,
oh no, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Carrie Livgren.
yeah. How many
that might
times
be
can I say I'm sorry,
That
Carrie
might be the
Livgren?
one who died.
I
don't know.
I don't know. We gotta find out.
Anyway,
How many times can you apologize?
exactly.
you know?
Exactly. They get enough royalties from Supernatural reruns anyway.
That's
so-
right.
so-
That's right. Yep.
So that's okay. And she was trying to guess my middle name, and her guesses started getting successively more ridiculous, like avocado,
Right.
amoeba. I said, I like amoeba better than my real middle name.
Yep.
Yeah. And then she just started calling me Tommy Amoeba, and
That's how these things happen.
and then cut to a couple months later at a Halloween costume at a Halloween for a Halloween party. Actually, I had like 3 or 4 Halloween parties that year,
Oh boy.
and I needed more than one costume, and I had already done this costume as the Bugaloos.
You have the derbied caterpillar.
Yeah,
That's done.
yeah. Oh, that
That's
that
one.
came later. That came
Okay,
that
all
came
right.
a couple years later, actually. Or maybe.
Because you are a man of many costumes.
Yes,
I know
exactly.
That is, I do know that. I know that.
Yeah, that might be another story here.
Yeah, I've seen the gorilla.
Yes.
The masked pickle was just at
Yes.
my house earlier.
Uh-huh.
Made an appearance. You should have seen him.
Damn.
You weren't there.
Gosh darn
Never
it.
see Tommy and the masked pickle in the same room.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah. He owes you money.
He does.
I heard.
Yeah, he does.
The masked pickle.
Anyway, so that, and since she worked in a record store, she would just call me that. But
Sure.
but also I needed a costume, and I thought I should go as an amoeba, as Tommy Amoeba.
Sure.
So I tried to think how I could do it. I ended up buying like 2 pieces of like foam rubber padding for beds, and cutting them both in mirrored shape. Not mirrored shape, but
Right.
mirror shapes of amoebas, like.
Are amoebas
so
symmetrical,
that-
or they're just?
No, but they had to match both facing
Gotcha.
in opposite directions. So, and then I stapled them together. I like put like a big red nucleus on both sides, and then had like food vacuoles, and I had like
Sure.
a little like dotted outline for some reason.
Sure.
And then I said, this is great. And then I remembered that I had a tie that had amoeba shapes on it. So I
Perfect.
put it in there.
Because a tie is required, sir.
Yes. And then I thought, people won't know that I'm an amoeba. Even after I did this, people thought I was a potato chip or something. Anyway, but I had a
Potato chip.
Have
you ever been a potato chip?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, hey, put that on the list.
Yeah. I fashioned a name tag that said, "Hi, my name is Tommy Amoeba."
Right.
As if I was going with a tie. It looked like I was going to an amoeba convention. Or
Yeah. You're at a mixer.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
That's funny.
So that's where and so I met a lot of people at this one party, and they knew me as Tommy Amoeba from this costume that said I was Tommy Amoeba.
That's
and
how
I
it
became
happens.
Tommy Amoeba.
That's how it happens.
so that's the story of Tommy Amoeba.
Cool. Awesome. And then you start. So, and then let's talk about your wife.
Yes.
Yeah. And were you performing before you met her, or this all came together? Because Tommy Amoeba's wife, the fabulous Fat Mandy, great singer, great singer, great jazz singer. Would you say she's a jazz singer?
Yes.
She'd be okay with that label?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Great singer.
Yeah, actually, she's
fantastic.
She's nominated to be the best jazz singer in Pittsburgh in the readers pool of Pittsburgh City Paper.
Yeah.
I don't have the email address here, but find it, folks, and and vote for her.
Definitely.
She's great. She's nominated in several categories, but yeah, we met each other at one of those infectious variety shows that I told you about.
Yep.
I was in Speedos and a pilgrim costume, and she always said,
"Oh, the speedoed pilgrim."
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yep,
yeah. It's an old standby in showbiz.
Yeah, exactly.
The top was kind of made out of paper mache or something. I was filling in on the skit that the regulars did, and I was just marching back and forth, and I had busted out these Speedos at one of the performances. This was a performance at a later one. Then I had already had my band, and I think they only performed like once.
Oh boy!
So things were happening in my life. I got my band together.
Sure.
And then I met the woman who would be my wife.
Yep.
In the span of like a month.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So
Amoebas.
So my life changed in so many ways.
That's right. Yeah, your independence seemed to vanish in the haze.
Exactly.
Right.
Tell me about it.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. No, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys are great together. So she's great singer.
I often join her on stage with a song called "Ride the Rotor."
I remember
that I wrote about falling in love at a local amusement park that you're a big fan of.
Oh yeah.
In Pittsburgh, Kennywood.
Yep.
But sadly, the Rotor is no more.
Yeah, the
Rotor was
that the one above the lake, the thing, or the Rotor's the stick to the wall?
Stick to the wall.
Oh, the stick to the wall. Yep.
Yeah.
In Connie Out, that was called the Devil's Den. Remember?
I thought it was called the Hellhole.
It maybe both.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, Devil's Den was something else.
Yeah, and I looked online.
Yeah, Spinal Tap invented that ride. Hellhole.
I don't think.
Sorry.
I don't think there are many left. Actually, the Rotor makes an appearance in a French film called, what is it, 300 Blows?
I don't know.
I think that's
the Rotor.
Either Godard or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You're on your own with that one.
Truffaut. I
sure.
get those two mixed up.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rotor. Are those still exist? So the Rotor, in case anybody doesn't know, I don't know if we're old enough if those even exist or if there's a reason they didn't, but it's like a cylinder that you get in. There's no seatbelt. You're standing in a circle.
Yeah.
And it spins, and centrifugal force pins you against the wall, and then they drop the floor.
Yeah.
And you're hanging upside down. And you're not
necessarily
supposed to be.
Down,
right, but there's always somebody gets
who,
upside down.
Yep.
Yeah, and ride
jag-offs.
Right, yeah, that's Pittsburgh, yeah.
As what people in Pittsburgh call.
Exactly. Yeah, the upside down jag off, and everything falls out of his pocket. And,
It makes a mess out of it.
Yeah, Ride the Rotor. I got you.
Yeah, Ride the Rotor. So I wrote that as a love song because it's like one of those rides, one of the rare rides you can ride by yourself.
Okay.
But it's always better to ride it with somebody else because you can hold hands beside them, or you can stand on opposite sides and look at each other as you're spinning around. Which
see what it looks like when someone's ready to vomit. You're like, oh, that's what you look like when you almost vomit.
And their skin's pulled tight against their face.
Right, yeah. Wow.
You can see them in the worst light.
No wrinkles.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
As your brain is like being pulled back.
You're seeing them at their most vulnerable, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yep. And you as well. So I didn't cover that aspect of it in my song.
Well,
I'm not as deep.
there's always a
deep
sequel.
think.
Rock opera.
Yes.
Rock opera. Get totally into it.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So that's basically the idea behind that song. You could enjoy it much like life by yourself, but it's much better
right with a partner,
with somebody else, in multiple ways.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. So the rotor is life.
Exactly.
The centrifugal force of
yes.
life in a cylindrical object spinning. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Far out. I got you.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's kind of cool. So what is Amoeba Knievel? Oh, well, first of all, because I remember this. Is this still the way or not? But you and your wife, you guys got married. You were like the king and queen of the art scene of, is it the South Side?
The South Side.
Okay. Tell us about, if you're Pittsburgh, the South Side, that's where it all happens.
It's really not where it happens much anymore.
Not anymore.
And I don't know. There are a lot of neighborhoods in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
There's Bloomfield and there's Lawrenceville, which is really going through some god awful gentrification right now.
Boy.
But there's still a lot of cool stuff there.
Sure. But Southside used to be a scene when you guys lived there.
It used to be a scene. Now it's worse than gentrification. It's fraticized.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, lots of bars and lots of like frat.
Sure.
Behavior and
yep.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a snob or anything.
I know what you mean.
Pretty.
Well, I guess that's their
yeah.
youth, I guess.
Yeah.
But you guys, back when Southside was, ground zero for the art scene, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys got married. Tell us about how you got married, because that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, we got married in an existing. We tagged along on an existing annual parade through the Southside Summer Street Spectacular, which doesn't exist anymore because just Southside kind of got out of control.
Okay. Now it's called the Starbucks
yeah.
something.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we got married, and we.
Like on a float or something.
Yeah. We got this big elephant float.
Yeah.
It was like fashioned over top of a van with like benches on top of it. It was like a big elephant.
A pink elephant.
Yeah, big pink elephant.
Yeah, when you get drunk on champagne, you see pink elephants.
Yes, exactly. And
get married on the back of a pink elephant float at a parade.
Yeah, on top of it.
On top of it.
Yeah. With throngs of people, so many people around you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a Mardi Gras wedding, kind of.
It very much so.
Yeah.
I've never been to Mardi Gras, but yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
You made a float. That's what people do.
Yeah. And Mandy, before she was a jazz singer, she was in a punk rock circus that traveled the country, and she had a lot of friends from that scene, and they came into town riding like tiny bicycles, dressed up as clowns, and
go and race the Kiwanis or whatever.
And I wanted my whole band to be my best man.
Right.
And my wife said the only way I will allow that is if they all wear one suit. So we got this big like one big like suit coat where one of them puts their right arm through the right sleeve, and another one puts their left arm through the left sleeve, and the other guy is in the middle, and they're walking down the road with this big bow tie, and that's beautiful. That's my best man.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
And
that's cool.
That I think that was even more like eye-dropping than the pink elephant.
Well,
in some ways.
yeah, but you put it all together.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. And the maid of and the flower children were like holding these big like flower sculptures that yeah. So
I can imagine. What was the justice of the peace?
He was actually black minister friend that was out, very, very out.
Okay.
And he wrote this bright yellow Carmen Getty in front of the elephant.
Yeah.
And had a megaphone.
Oh, that's
reciting
cool. That's beautiful.
The vows.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
cool.
That's basically our wedding. It made like the local scene article in the local Pittsburgh Post-Gazette newspaper.
Sure.
And even the year end, it was one of the events of the year.
Of the year. That's pretty cool.
Also, the pink elephant went on to more notoriety.
Oh boy.
Because for our honeymoon, we were going to Burning Man. Surprise, surprise. Where else would somebody with a wedding like this go to?
Right, yeah. Niagara Falls.
And we had friends who brought the trappings of the elephant to put over another van that we rented, and we were supposed to hook up with them, and they didn't hook up with us. They didn't post anything on the message board like they said. Not a e-message board, like an actual physical
yeah,
message
a bulletin board.
This was
they ran out of thumbtacks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we didn't hook up with them. Fine. Then a few months later, it's like we still haven't heard from them. Where's this elephant? I mean, we kind of have plans to use this through the years.
And you're like, dude, we hit a low bridge in Idaho.
Yeah. No, they said they
took the top off.
Oh, we gave it to the man, and
the man got your elephant.
He said, what do you mean? We gave it to the Burning Man. We put it on the last. We put it on the last fires of Burning Man as we were leaving, and that really upset us.
Sure.
And it upset the artist the main artist who created this even more, to the point where she was like having homicidal talks of doing terrible things to them with forks and whatnot. And we had to do something to quell this.
Sure.
And somebody suggested Judge Judy. And
that's right. I remember. Okay.
So we sent our case to Judge Judy. I don't think Judge Judy wanted anything to do with that, but she forwarded it on to Judge Joe Brown. So we ended up being on Judge Joe Brown.
I remember that.
So
suing over the elephant.
And we won. And as we were going out the door, they said, "Oh, we'll write you a check for this money." It's like they give you the money. He said, "We do that for all the cases."
What, Judge Joe Brown?
All these judge shows, they're the ones who.
So the defendant doesn't even give you the money?
No.
Oh man, you're like, I want them to pay. I want them to be ruined over.
I'm fine with that. I mean,
so the whole thing's a sham. They don't. So they rule.
Yeah.
Then why do people act upset when they lose? I'd be like, whatever.
Maybe they don't even know until the end. Maybe I'm blowing this.
Oh.
They didn't swear me to any secrecy.
Imagine. So the whole thing, then nobody would care.
Yeah. Or
you got to fight. You have to fight like you're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
If you lose this,
it makes me wonder if people who do know this are just putting this stuff on for, It's
just ruined everything.
It's reality TV. It's not reality.
But you got the check. That's all you know.
Yeah. I'm sorry for crashing your.
Did you make a new thing or no?
No. No,
bought
no.
groceries or whatever.
Yeah, and most of it went to other things that they lost that we didn't sue over. Like they also they also carried Mandy's guitarist bicycle, and somehow that got lost, and he needed that, and
Yeah.
most of the money went to the artist, who was really upset. So
Yeah.
So even though it was,
Is there a
her,
moral?
even though it was her gift to us.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Is there a moral to this? It's a complicated story.
Yes.
So could there be a moral? Never let someone take your
pink elephant to Burning Man.
Yeah. The moral of the story is
never let anyone take your pink wedding elephant to Burning Man.
I remember that. Remember
Yes.
that, folks.
Yes.
Never. Cool.
Yes.
All right, well, we gotta we're creeping up towards an hour. So why don't you tell me what your what are there's Amoeba Knievel, what are the plans? You have how many albums? You have a couple of things out.
One album.
Oh, one. Okay.
One in like 20 years.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Maybe you are not the cousin I'm thinking of then.
Yes.
After more I think about this,
I'm
like,
sorry for
right.
disappointing you.
It's okay.
Yes,
Sue me.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue you on Judge. I'm going to
I-
get Judge Joe Brown to give me a check because I thought that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and you own that album. I mean,
I do.
I
do.
I had.
I don't know
other
why I
albums to
thought you
give
had.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mandy. She has many.
Yeah.
She has more.
several albums.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
it is. All right. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. I have plans to. My band was kind of on between rhythm sections
Sure.
before COVID hit,
Yep.
and then COVID hit, and everybody was on standby, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a lineup ready to go. So
Okay. Give us some, just so we have an idea, for those of who would maybe not hear Amoeba Knievel. Give me some song titles. Are they? They must be interesting.
Okay, yeah. The Legend of Cowboy Ed and His Caterpillar, which there's a jam at the end at which I do bust out that caterpillar costume.
Sure.
And eventually I have red, white, and blue streamers on a kite runner, and I run through the audience, and I wrap them all up, and I wrap
Sure.
the band all up in the red, white, and blue streamers.
Beautiful.
And
God bless America.
Exactly. In my red, white, and blue speedos. So,
Right.
of course. Anyway, and I have a song called "City of Domes," which is inspired by the movie Logan's Run. This
Right.
goes back to
Sure.
my sci-fi obsession.
Sure.
I have a lot of sci-fi theme songs. I have a song based on an Arthur C. Clarke short story called "The 9 Billion Names of God,"
Okay.
and I'm thinking of. And I'm not,
Well, maybe we'll put
yeah,
a link.
yeah.
I'll put a link
yeah,
or something so people could
Yeah.
check out your
yeah,
check out your songs. That's cool.
yeah. And
That's cool.
and I have a theme song too. If I may share it with you, I usually begin all of my shows with my theme song, and I forgot my backup singers, which are puppets.
Okay.
So
picture.
Yeah. So
Puppets.
Imagine my backup singers squeaking it at one point. And it goes like this. And I do sing this a cappella.
Anyway, so this is for real. This is for real.
Yes. He was formed in primordial ooze when chemicals merged and something grew. He split in two and then in four. So now today there's a whole lot more. Viva Amoeba, the lowest form of life. Tommy Amoeba, he'll make it all right. Others evolved to higher forms. The dodo bird and the dinosaur. The human being. And cockapoo. Tommy remained to himself true. Viva Amoeba, the lowest form of life. Tommy Amoeba, he'll make it all right. Viva Amoeba, Viva Amoeba, Tommy Amoeba, and the spiders from Mars.
Beautiful. Tommy Amoeba theme song. That's how every show begins.
Exactly.
And then it begins. Cool. Beautiful. All right, real quick. Wacky questions, and then we're out.
Okay.
Do you know the wacky questions? One desert island album. Could you pick one? Could you? Impossible.
Maybe if I'm allowed compilations.
Sure.
Beady Beady Big and Bouncy.
Sure.
If not, the guy I just sang about, Ziggy Stardust.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
One of those.
So meaty beady beaties with.
Yeah.
Meaty beady big and bouncy by the Who.
Yeah.
Or Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with
Yeah.
that. Favorite food. One thing could you eat every day and be perfectly okay with? Is there a thing? Bananas.
I like beets a lot.
Beets. Yeah, Paula, my wife likes beets. Beets. You should have said something. I would have gotten beets for you. Why didn't you say anything?
I don't know. It's.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna get a house full of beets for you.
No.
Beets.
Yeah.
Beets.
And my wife makes this dish of beets and sweets with like sweet potatoes and and beets that are.
Dave, do you like that? Beets and beets? No beets for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into
beets. With olive oil on it and bake it.
Sounds like it could work.
It sucks.
You tell Paula about that. She'll probably she would eat that. Paula would like that. My wife likes beets.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any last words, Tommy Amoeba, before we get on out of here?
No, I think the Ballad of Tommy Amoeba says it all.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Usually I start my shows with that, but that was a good way to end this
That's
one.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came to visit.
Oh, I'm glad.
I'm glad I got you on the show.
Thank you.
I was just like, this is going to happen. We got to make this happen.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, you got it, man. You got it. So Tommy Amoeba is flying back to Pittsburgh tomorrow.
Yep.
Be reunited with your wife.
My arms will be so tight.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, hey.
On that note.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for coming. John Peckman Podcast. We are in beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance in the podcast studio. Dave Kuzminski is the boss. He's sitting over here. And that does it for this episode. We had Tommy Amoeba was here, the one and only. Excellent work. All right. See ya.